And set. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my Metroid Other M playthrough. This is the Dragon Pit. And let me get off saying, fuck this game. It's so bad. It is a bad game, and I'll get to why in a minute. No, really, But yeah, let me just start by telling you how I'll handle this playthrough, because here's the thing. I want to keep this going as much as possible. I don't want to bore you, and I'll try to be as positive as I can. As much as I hate this game, I really don't want this to be a downer for you people. But this game is so awful. It's bad. The second slot is a test playthrough. Ignore that, but yeah, I have beaten this game a few times already, even on hard mode. This will not be a hard mode playthrough. I want to show you where everything is in terms of collectibles, so yeah. And I will not be keeping silent for this game. No, I won't, because there's a lot to say about the story issues in this game. It is so bad. I'll be silent soon enough, because really, I want to at least show you just how awful the voice acting in this game is for the most part. And here's the red flag for the right at the very beginning of the game, because this game right off the bat tries to be quote unquote artsy. I have no problem with a video game being artistic and whatnot, but this just comes off as freaking obnoxious. Look at this. You see what looks like a space station exploding, and then for no reason a baby, and it quickly becomes, wait for it. Wait for it. A three-eyed mutant. No, it's Miss Thomas.
Why am I still alive?
Okay, and there's the dialogue right there, which why does she sound fascinated when she says the baby? She's in a life and death situation. She should not be fascinated. And we see her. So I try her energy tanks filling. We don't get those at the start of the game, by the way. And yeah, big nostalgia boner for the Super Metroid fans. Although those who played Super Metroid and seeing this game will be quickly disappointed. And there it is. Death of the baby. And no, it's not an abortion for you sick-minded people out there. Oh no, my only child! The iconic moment of Super Metroid, and wait for it. Why that piece? Why specifically did she try to catch a part of the baby Metroid?
Mother, time to go.
Ugh! Oh, that's bad. And then suddenly, hospital?
Okay, Samus.
We only see this guy for a few minutes, and
I awoke to the familiar voice of a quarantine officer.
I'll get to him in a minute.
Let's try sitting up, huh? Slowly now.
A dream. I had been reliving the tragic moments of my recent past.
Oh, narration.
I made Mother Brain to waste.
We just saw that!
And the explosion that followed destroyed planet Zebes, along with the remains of Mother Brain, the space pirates, and my long-standing nemesis, Wrigley, and the baby.
So we don't quite know why, but that's a big standing point for her for some reason. She's so focused on the baby Metroid, even though she's probably interacted with that baby in previous Metroid games for maybe all of 5 minutes, maybe a day or two, considering there's a span of time between getting the Metroid in Metroid 2 all the way to Super Metroid. We don't know. And here's the tutorial section. And that scientist guy is really obnoxious in this. This is the big tutorial section of the game, and it's fairly simple. Great way to get into the swing of things.
Sharp-looking charge beam, just the way I like it.
He's obnoxious. I swear.
Okay, more fall
I don't know.
Go ahead and drop some bombs.
It's supposed to be fairly... He's supposed to be somewhat obnoxious for a different reason later on, but... Honestly, he just comes off as so condescending, and it annoys me.
Surprised?
No, not really.
From there, kick climb to work your way up.
The thing here is that,
Just like that, Samus.
for the most part, the controls are fine. I'm not sure. And these aren't my pals, friend. the Samus will automatically lock onto all enemies. So there's all you just need to just move into the general direction of each enemy, and you're pretty much golden. For the most part, I do like the combat system in this game, but the movement, it's awkward, and it's not really apparent until we get to another combat mechanic in a moment. But I do like the sense move. It's very fluid. It's a great way to get powerful shots off, and it's extremely helpful in terms of the hard mode version of the game. I hate how they handled the missiles. Concentration is another helpful asset that'll keep you going in the hard mode. Because in the hard mode you don't actually get anything in the way of pickups. You're bare bones. You will die a lot in hard mode.
Why not say hello with a missile?
Okay. Goodbye. Just to be contrarian. There's... First person is handled very badly in this game, which is a shame because... you can't move in first person. So if you're and the enemies won't relent on you. So if you're about to get hit for any reason, you're just you're pretty much defenseless except for being able to fire back. And honestly, enemies have every chance they get for hitting you in that state. Fortunately, in normal mode, you do get pickups that accentuate that, but it's still... It's still bad. And there's another fault that we'll get to later regarding that. How did the speakers not get annihilated in that blast? I'm surprised he's still able to talk to us. No, even when that thing, you get a cooldown meter when you use a power bomb.
I wondered if
How is
this
that
too
unbelievable?
was
I
a
destroy
secret
fucking planets.
Right, you're doing the meeting room.
This guy is insanely creepy too.
Dogs are waiting. I gave your suit a polish so you'd be at least...
If not for that reason.
Not even a fragment. None of the baby remained on me.
First time you're playing this game, you're not allowed to skip cutscenes.
True, but still
After that, though, you can just hit the minus button. For the sake of this playthrough, I won't be. So you get to enjoy the cutscenes with me throughout this entire run. How do you do a retinal scan through a visor? I imagine the visor would actually interrupt or interfere with the scan.
The planet Zebes was annihilated, and all Metroids were exterminated.
She's supposed to be reporting to superiors, right? This looks like a big-ass conference. It doesn't really make a lot in the way of sense to me. And then we get to this bit.
I don't know how much time passed since then. Days went by in their quiet way, and people's recollections of Metroids and space pirates grew nebulous.
So apparently this was a while afterwards, if only to give this game a little breathing room in terms of its rather awful story. Well, it's been a while since I played this, so I'm really hesitant to say awful, but this symbolism is pretty awful. It hits you over the fucking head with this whole baby stuff and mother symbolism. Symbolism.
I altered the course of my ship as if this detour had already been
As if the only thing about being a woman is being a mother, I swear.
Babies cry. It was as though it was crying specifically for me.
And everyone within 100,000 light years. Cue credits. Oh, fuck. So much for the credits. Anyway, we're about to get to the setting of the game here, which is, honestly, it's fairly small. You got 3. I'll get to them in a minute, but for now, we're just now getting into the meat of the game. I did look at Samus's voice actress a while back after hearing the game's very awful voice acting for her. The actress behind her is actually quite prolific, but only in terms of TV productions. She doesn't have much in the way of video game stuff, so I have to wonder what her views for video game voice acting are, because she sounds so bored with this game, I swear. And I'm not sure if it's her reaction with the game itself or the dialogue, but she's so bored. And I imagine she might have to be a pretty good voice actor to some extent if she continues to keep getting TV acting roles. She's not in anything major as far as I can tell, but she does have a few parts to have played. I don't have the name at the moment. I'll probably give it to you later, but for now, just know that she's not doing a very good job here. And here's this annoying bit. Investigation mode. Here the thing is, you have to lock onto a specific part of the background in order to advance the plot. It requires an absurd amount of precision. I mean, pixel perfect. And you have to know what you're looking for. In this case, it's just the Galactic Federation tag.
Galactic Federation? Huh?
Yes, Samus, we know. And now we get to the actual gameplay. Sans tutorials. It's pretty much a straight shot. Oop, vibration, something's going on over the head. But and then we get this cutscene, which pretty much highlights what is the worst part of this whole experience.
Fancy meeting you here, princess.
Not him, but he's still pretty bad either way, because he's saving you half the time in this game for very little in the way of reason.
And that person is Anthony Higgs.
I don't know why they insisted on calling her princess. honestly. I mean, it supposedly it's in terms of sarcasm, which they touch on later, but what,
Adam Malcolm,
how and why
general
did they
of the
come up
Galactic
with that
Federation
term?
Army. Not only a trusted confidant, but also my former superior.
Okay, so she introduces him, even though the game could have done it
There was
very
a time
easily.
when I was enrolled in the
And then
Galactic
suddenly
Federation
flashback.
Army. And then I was young and inexperienced. As the result of a certain incident, I left Adam's command.
Okay, so,
and set
yeah.
out on my path as a solitary bounty hunter.
I've done multiple searches. Apparently, the voice actress for Psalmist, another name is Jessica Martin, she's an American stage actress born right in my neighborhood, really,
Those words after
relatively
the sound were
speaking,
typical coming from
Seattle,
Adam.
Washington.
To answer his question, I recounted the details. of
According
what had
to
brought
a
me to
wiki
this
article,
place. And then
yeah,
I asked
probably
what
not the
circumstances
best of
led the
resources,
Federation here.
is that she was cast because she was
The word he so obviously chose. Outside.
she was cast similar to the
Pierced my heart.
Japanese actress. I'm not reading the whole sentence, apparently. She was cast in her first video game voiceover as Samus and Aaron in Metroid Other M, similar to the Japanese voice actress for the same character, though the latter had more experience. And this game makes a big point of telling instead of showing. Seriously, game, lay up on the narration.
No dice. I think our only option is to use
Here's something I don't fully understand here. Adam's clearly not happy with her leaving the Federation a while back, but everyone else is more or less cool with her. And she makes it sound like she is actually familiar with this outfit, which leads to a rather perplexing paradox later. This game makes the investigation part easy here. Yep, I screwed that one up. There we are. Oh yeah, you're real pleased about that, aren't you, Anthony? Made it sound like a big prank. You know we needed that to happen. It was a controlled explosion after all. And then there's the glare.
I'm gonna go on ahead.
Why is Adam the only one who's unhappy with her leaving? Military units are known to have this tendency to be close-knit family, so you'd think that something like that would spread to other members of the
Decided to remain on site for the
outfit.
sake of the others.
Nope. And then there's this part. We can't use any equipment unless Adam authorizes it. I would think story-wise, it's a nice touch, but for one thing, we're never told whether or not Adam knows that he's going to be the one authorizing the use of equipment. They never talk about it. And surprise! Oh. Fortunately, we don't take damage for that. Otherwise, that would have been a really dick move. And I'm not hitting with beans here. You don't really need the sense thing for the insects here. Just shoot wildly, and you're pretty much golden for the most part. And you do need to, if you want to take an accurate shot on that thing, you definitely got to go into first person. Don't worry about killing everything here. You don't need to worry about it. You may have noticed there's a glowing light on my map right now. We can't do anything about that at the moment. So, for now, we're just going to keep moving ahead and try to advance plot. And I should not have let that hit me. And that door locks just as soon as those bugs leave it. How were they able to exit that in the first place? Why is it locking now when that thing is empty? I suppose I'm nitpicking, but why? Let's see. The kick climb is actually fairly responsive because you don't really need to do any finicky control scheme, anything finicky control-wise. But I can't say the same for the lethal kill, which we actually saw in the tutorial earlier, because you technically have to come into contact, and that can be easier said than done in some cases. Well, I suppose not, since they're usually standing still in that instance. But there is another mechanic that they didn't introduce in the tutorials. We'll get to that in a bit, but yeah, that's the kind of thing that highlights really the worst part of the controls here. For now, let's advance plot. Why do they slow us down for the navigation booth? That makes no sense. I mean, they already locked the door. We can just enter it and move on. It didn't really make any sense to do that. Oh, and look at all those purple bugs everywhere. What's up with that? Ooh, spooky. Oh no! He got into the green Kool-Aid! He's a Hulk prototype.
Get away from me!
Okay, that was a rather senseless reaction. It's just a bug, dude. He looks oddly similar to Adam, and it bugs me. I mean, for the most part, the characters are diverse, but him in particular.
Cooperation was imperative if we were to restore safety.
That should be a fucking given.
Listen to me. Clearly, this facility is in complete disorder.
We didn't need that last bit of narration there. We really didn't.
That's why
That pause was badly timed. Yeah, I'm nitpicking, I realize that. But still. There's a lot of questionable design choices in this game. And here's our first boss of the game, this bug thing. For now, don't bother, just dodge. And I should not have gotten hit by that. For the most part, we really can't do anything. In order to move on, you have to go into first person and try to target that thing. If it goes into that, I should know the term, into that visual aesthetic there, you're pretty much advancing the plot. Samus will dodge on her own. And hooray, our first authorization, even though Adam should have no reason to know that we need his authorization. The missiles. I should not have gotten hit by that. Missile lock him in the face. I should have not been hit by that. But once they start freezing that thing, you can definitely do some damage to that thing. But with that thing having lost an arm, it's severely handicapped. But it's really hard to get the hit on the thing because... Oh boy. Why did I go into a morph ball mode? That makes no sense. There we are. I'm getting hit with too many hits from this thing, I swear. And without any arms to attack us with it now, tries that. Same deal though. Aggravate it. And yeah, I think I avoided getting up on that. I haven't really been paying attention to my stats there. Killing a thing is real easy. If you can get a lethal shot off that, work good for you, but for the most part, it's just simply just to shoot the damn thing. You know, I'm surprised it decided to attack us like that. I mean, this body's made of bugs. Just the impacts alone should have killed them. And from its own attacks, no less. Makes no sense. And then Adam decides to wise up on the need for help.
I say so.
Okay. Again, I don't mind being put under this guy's command for the most part, story-wise, but
Any objections, lady?
a lot of the things he does is
Thumbs up
questionable in
sign
this
had
game.
been used by the Galactic
He
Federation for
does
ages.
nothing to endear ourselves to him until like the very end.
I was known for giving the thumbs
I
down
swear.
during briefing.
Insubordination. I swear, any
Commander
commander
Adam
worth his
Malkovich
salt would
was
not
one
allow
who would
stuff
not
like
allow
that.
joke around, but he would end all of his mission briefings by saying,
I mean,
"Any
really, it'd be like
objections, lady?"
something along the lines of
He was joking, but others weren't.
insubordination, really.
At the time, I felt
And
surrounded by people who treated me
why
like a
would he
child.
reply sarcastically like that?
Used kid gloves
For
because
most
I was a
for
woman.
most officers, that would be something like
And yet with Adam, I was grateful for the nod.
it'd be something along the lines of an
Perhaps his
insult,
left
really,
hand with an uneasy soul,
like he'd be mocking her.
and as a result,
So it doesn't really make sense that if
touched me in some
military-wise
way.
that
Adam
that he just
acknowledged
uses a
that offense
joke.
by calling me something delicate, like lady. I
And
knew
also,
more than
it
anyone
doesn't
that
really
I
make
could
any more
ever
sense that
understand.
the military would
The thumbs
suddenly
down was a
discriminate
twofold
women in the
response.
distant future.
A sign of
We already have
compassion,
female
called
soldiers
lady,
for crying out loud.
and a signal of
Why
love.
does it the
Understand
future
my
has an army
position.
where they think that you need a pair to kick a pair?
The other soldiers were always willing
It
to
makes
support
no
me
sense.
with easy smiles, despite the fact that I clearly had so
Is
much
this some
left
sort of
to
idea that this is
None
what
of
you
them
need
was
to be a
Anthony.
strong woman?
In the
Because I
face of
swear
his
that's not the
well-meaning
case.
plea,
You don't need to be a no nonsense kind of person to
my
be
response was to become
a strong
increasingly
character.
I was a child. Always
I
with
mean,
something
to be honest, to some degree it would make
Chip on
sense
my
to be
shoulder.
somewhat rebellious considering the life she had to live. And
I
yet,
felt that if I let my guard down, I would easily be broken. And beyond that, I
if
was
she
scared.
flipped, that'd be an attitude of a person who hasn't been what she's been through, I swear.
I could see in Adam's joking manner how close he felt to me. Adam knows my
I
past.
don't dislike the
knows
idea of a
better than
human
anyone else.
surrogate father considering Thomas was raised by the Chozo either. But
Confession time.
this
As I
game
was
makes a
so
point of
young,
going
I
up,
lost
going
both my
for her,
parents.
going
There's no
for the
question I
human
saw
side
Adam
of all
as a
things.
father figure.
Thomas was raised by freaking aliens. Where do they fit in all this?
When I rebelled against him, I knew I could get away with it.
And again, the sense of
His
rebellion,
paternal
while it makes
compassion in the
sense,
face of my
it would
rebellion
not be allowed in an
reinforced the
army
special bond I
or a
had.
navy. It just wouldn't be.
I understood well that chances were slim that I would ever find anyone that understood me like
Even
Adam.
for a surrogate father, he's still a military man.
And yet, when the time came, I still left his side.
And really,
I was so young and naive.
it's just nonsensical. Sakamoto, the creator of the Metroid series, clearly has not had any experience with the military. And long cutscene is long because how long have we been here again? We must have been here for like several minutes. I swear.
Identified and lethal creature. The situation is critical. We need to gather all the information we can. but
Say it's
priority
critical, but
one
so far all we've
is to
done is
find
not find any
bring
signs
them
of
to
actual
safety.
human life. The station,
Consider
for the
the
most
site
part, is
extremely
largely
dangerous.
intact.
Be careful as you make your sweeps. And there's one problem. The wireless interference in this facility is all pervasive. Your comm systems are useless.
Which is really something they should not have included.
Communication channels will be limited to the facility's navigation booths.
You never make use of the navigation boost for communication.
Investigate Sector 1 and show a little restraint.
Remember these people,
Gotcha.
these
Maurice, you cover
faces,
Sector 2.
because you're not going to remember most of their names. I certainly don't.
Sector 3. I'll leave it to you to decide whether plasma
Anthony's probably the only real noteworthy character here.
Check out the control bridge. Our communication issues might be the result of electrical interference.
Yes, sir.
And KG, run a complete sweep of the residential quarters and investigate any trace of survivors.
It's seriously the.
Each of you is authorized to use a freeze gun.
You would think that somewhere along the way
Navigation booths.
they'd make these people a little bit more personal, and
Sam,
nope.
You go to the system management room. Do everything you can to get the electrical system back up and running. Looks like your comm system is still functional. Remember, everything you see will also appear on this screen. Regarding
That's what
auxiliary
he says,
weapons,
but honestly, it
bombs
doesn't
have been
really matter.
authorized. As far as your other weapons go, we will continue to investigate and authorize use as we can.
And we'll get to
However,
why it doesn't matter in a little bit.
we currently have no plans to authorize the use of power bombs. As you know, they have the ability to spread a high-temperature heat wave over a large area, impacting living things, which is a nice way of saying they can vaporize humans instantly. You should be well aware of how dangerous power bombs are, and how their devastation can't be obstructed with common materials. Once the mission in the system management room is complete,
He says it can't be obstructed by common materials, but if I'm going to be completely honest here, I can launch one off right now and avoid obliterating most of the station for some reason.
your missions. That's the end of the briefing.
That's the end of the briefing? Is that something
It's the
for a
first joint
military?
mission I've been
If
a
that's
part
is
of
that
since
something a
becoming
military man would say?
freelance bounty hunter.
I mean, it's.
And of course, it was the first time since my
I would
Federation
think
days
that
I was
somehow
following the orders of
a
colonial
military man
officer.
would do a bit more to fire up his
Having
soldiers. I
received
swear.
mission orders from Adam, I felt confused and strangely exhilarated at the unexpected turn of events.
I felt
responded.
confused
Understood, Adam.
because we so totally need to know. Oh, we certainly need them to tell us how they feel. They couldn't show us. Nope. I'm not going to go straight for that thing, by the way. I'm not going to go straight for the objective, at least not right away, because this game has a nasty tendency to lock you out of areas and keep you on a narrow path, which, ironically enough, works to its detriment later. But for now, I'll get to that later, because it has no prudence at the moment. I don't know why I cut off from the Murph Ball mode there. Anyway. Well, I've been running. Oh, geez, 32 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here for the moment. Next time, we collect some more stuff along the way. I'll talk about the expansions too. See you later, guys. Cheers.